Hi guys, welcome to the Man United Agenda. Yes, it's 9 o'clock, our new time. I'm joined once again by Mr. B and Bath Time. We've got a number of interesting topics to discuss tonight. Yes, big up to everyone. Man United Agenda, we're back. It's Thursday evening, Europa League night. Not for us, though. Good luck to Liverpool. I was saying to my friend today, I think Liverpool are going to... What was the joke? Something about to lose. I predict Liverpool to lose. They're playing to lose.
Is this why you wanted to start early to get this joke out?
So nobody hears it. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. Right, Mr. B, how you doing, man? Big up every time.
I'm good.
You know,
I'm good. The weekend's nearly here. The murderization that we're going to give to Man City on Sunday is a day closer. So yeah, I'm feeling chipper.
And you've had a good day?
Yeah, I was in my house sleeping for 1 o'clock.
Oh, again, you're coming back so early.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy for you, but I hate to hear that because some of us are doing 8-hour days out here, and you're coming in like at 1 o'clock and done. Your day's done.
Look, it doesn't happen very often. I think a lot of people went away on holiday over half term, so I think that's affected my. Look, it doesn't affect my money. I'm still gonna get paid the same money. But look, I'll suck it up. No doubt tomorrow's gonna be a terrible day, but it's payday tomorrow, so it makes it all worth it in the end.
I know we're talking about titles. We haven't won one in years, but you've had the title. You've been holding the title of the hardest working man on the Man United Agenda for a long time now. But I think you got a challenger, the guy below you. Yeah, part time with Vaughan, working hard, overtime again, and I'm sure a few people in the comments would like to be happy to know we've got a few slides as well because you've been putting the work in again. The grinder, like Cliff Foreman. It's bath time with Vaughan. How you doing?
Yeah, great. I love grinding for everyone in the chat. Hard work's very important, and if you're new or like you're just coming to sort of visit us for the evening on the United Agenda, we do actually work pretty hard to try and give you like the best that we can do, despite all of us having jobs and one of us being in bed at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Big up. I want to say hi to a few people in the comments, naturally. Stephanie Griffiths, you're the first person to show your face today. Big up. I will drive him there myself. Obviously, she's talking about...
Are we sure? Might not be. It might not be McTominay.
She's talking about McTominay. Come on.
Or not Maguire then, Stephanie. Or not Bruno or whoever. All right, we'll see. We'll see what she's on about. Big up to Shaw United. Long time no see. Guys, I've seen, well, I know this, I haven't seen it yet, but Shah, you've appeared on the Man United TV, MUTV. There was a documentary done, and you appeared on it with your missus. Let us know where we can find the link for that. I'd love to see that and see what you said, and whether you did big up the Man United Agenda or not, because you've been guilty of that before.
And shout out to Vincent as well, who's appeared on the official app, signing the book of condolences for Sir Bobby Charlton, which he confused with a petition, but it's Vincent in it.
Oh, yeah, I caught that the other day. Big up to Rajat as well. He says hello. Big up to everyone. Rajat, how you doing, man? Hello to Rory C. He's saying hello. Hello, well, welcome back to you. Big up, naturally, to Matthew Bassett, one of the hardest working commenters out there, and semi-pro Sunday League footballers as well, and kebab lovers. Haven't seen you for a long time, Mr. Morningstar. Good evening. Hope everyone is well. We're well. I hope you're doing good as well. David DeGea back to here has 90%. Got to be a myth. We get onto that, Rajat. Make sure you hold. We come back to your comment. And here we go. The guy that was seen signing the petition. Is it a eulogy? Was it a book of
condolences?
Eulogy, book of condolences.
Okay, what I would love to see is Vincent standing up and giving a speech, a eulogy or something over Bobby Charlton. That would be classic. But thank you, Vincent. I think he's one of the...
Long as he doesn't do it on Google chat, we never understand what the hell he's saying.
He sent in a video of him giving a
I would love to see him do it for the Man United official. He'd be a
okay.
Steve H, how you doing, man? Big up, Steve H. He's saying good evening, and straight away, Vincent's gone straight into Stephanie saying, "I'll be driving you home for Christmas soon." Woo! Lyrics. I love that. Double A in the house as well. Big up to Jeff. Big up, he's saying big up to everyone here, and we've got Jeff saying here, okay, you have to tell me what made it semi-pro. Are players paid? Is it considered non-league? Sometimes you get some dough if you play semi-pro. I talked to a guy today, a kid working with me. He played semi-pros. Dad used to play for Fulham, and he played semi-pro as well. And he was saying the most he ever got was £100.
Does he win a game on Saturday?
Well, he lives in Essex. He travels all the way to West London to work with me. But he was saying the most he used to get was £100. He's lost the love because the amount of travelling you do, it's not really worth it in the end for playing semi-pro in the UK. You don't really get anywhere, and he just does it Sundays and Saturdays now, and a bit of five-a-side here and there. So you can get paid, but it's not a lot of money, to be fair.
Players in the conference get very good money.
That's true. They're true. As Rajat's saying here, how much do non-league players get? You can get £5,000 a week. Some top players, I think there's a couple of clubs that have been well invested in. Some of their top players get up to £5,000 a week. I know. Just ordering Caribbean pizza. Vincent, thanks for that.
Vincent.
Thanks for that. Guys, I did. No one's asked me. Are you asking me how my day was?
No, we don't care.
No, I want to talk about the news, not about the Monday news.
Come on, I want to hear it. Come on, you've got something.
I was on another training course today, fire marshal training course, so I had to go through that. And this is not a joke; it's a real thing. So the guy he's from Peckham, proper fire marshal. They're really strict, so they can shut down your building anytime. So he was saying, going through the whole fire marshal stuff, and they showed from 1985 the footage of the Bradford fire. Do you remember that? The Bradford fire at the stadium and how it spread. And I just didn't realise how dramatic it was. I was only a kid when I was watching that, and it spread within 3 minutes. I think 72 people died. Rest in peace, you guys. But in his wooden stadium as well. So many things have changed for the safety of people going to stadiums. So people like Vincent and Stuart Marshall and Andy Tate and all these guys who go to stadiums every week. The safety has improved a lot, and fire safety especially has improved tenfold, I think, since those days. Because so many, I mean, when you look at the footage now, it's terrible. In the space of 3 minutes, the whole stand was on fire, and people were running for their lives. And it's not just that; it's just smoke as well. So that just brought back memories for me of that terrible incident. And be safe, guys, when you go to stadiums, because it has improved a lot these days. So big up to all the fire marshals out there. I am officially a fire marshal, got my certificate again. So like I said, first aid, fire marshalling. If you need me, guys, just have me on speed dial. I'll be there for you. All right, Matthew Bassett saying
999, yeah?
Yeah, you call me on that. That's my number. The Bradford fire started from a cigarette. Yeah, that's right. If correct, because it's all wooden flooring and all that kind of thing. All right, we got a big menu today. We got DeGea. We got McTominay. All right, go and get your chew on these guys. And we got Garnacho as well. And I think you guys might know what that's about. So we are qualified to speak on that on this show. What do we start with? Guys, random, DeGea, or stop me. I'm just going to the random skill stop. Just tell me when, guys. All right, let's start with DeGea. And luckily, we've got some slides, apparently.
There we go.
All right, so news roundup, big news in big letters. DeGea back, question mark. We're going to touch on that one first. So what's been going on here with the DeGea back? You got to write something to read here, or should we just let people know what's going on here, what the rumours are? Okay, DeGea back. So Man United are set to re-sign David DeGea on a short-term contract. Wow. The club are worried that they will be short of goalkeepers when Onana goes to AFCON, which is the African nations, in January. That's from The Sun. So despite links with De Gea, Man United are satisfied with the signing of Autor Bienda. He is deemed more than ready to play first team football if Andre Onana is unavailable for any reason this season. That's from Graham Bailey. Man United will not offer De Gea another contract. All right, so it started off with the Sun throwing it out there, and Manchester Evening News ended it by saying it's not going to happen. But wow, I was listening to the radio this morning, hearing all that and nearly crashed my car. I was like, God damn, Mr. B, what do you think about it? I mean, can I just throw this out there? Because what I heard on the radio, they gave a good discussion. They said, look, if I was had a business or something like that, and I got sacked, and then suddenly they said, oh, do you want to come back again? I'd be like, the guy would be like, nah, well, I'm not coming back to you. You sacked me, you know. The guy was Player of the Year several years in a row. He's been there for over a decade, and he just gone like out the back door. No one even noticed he'd gone, and there was no sort of testimonial or anything like that. So I wonder how David De Gea actually feels. He's got no club at the moment. And also, what was your feeling when you were driving your van today and you probably heard the news?
I couldn't stop laughing, especially when they quoted the Sun. I just thought, you know what, this is absolute rubbish. So I'm glad it's been poo-pooed. It's taken the 30 seconds that you read it for him coming. Listen, that would have been the most ridiculous decision we made. We get rid of him stylistically because he's not good enough, and he's on 350 grand to replace with Onana, who's just saved a penalty, whose confidence is going to be sky high. The Sun are full of shit, man. They know what they're doing. So no, I didn't think for 1 minute it was going to happen. And I'm just glad that it's been shut down within 24 hours.
Bath time. I mean, come on, you must have heard this early on. Did you think it was BS originally? And if you were going to take it seriously, how reasonable would that be to bring someone back in after you've got rid of him in the way and under the circumstances that we did?
Well, I saw it like last night, and I sent it into the group chat because it just seemed to reek of the normal incompetence of Manchester United, to be honest. Like, if you get De Gea back, I think that does that not show the manager's just a bit weak, like in his position? Yeah. Because he promised De Gea a contract, said, "Lol, no, we're getting Onana in," and then we get like De Gea back in. It seems to be a really weird move to have taken, especially when it's compounded with the fact that Altay Bayindir cost, I believe, 8 million. And that 8 million is straight out of your striker's budget. Like, so I just find it ridiculous. But the thing is that Newcastle, I know he's getting absolutely slated in the comments at the moment. I believe he's quite reliable around Ten Hag's United.
Okay,
certainly
well,
on the football side. Yeah.
It's credible then.
On football matters, I believe so. But I want to know if the comments are like sort of saying, "Oh, De Gea was the best. We need him back."
Well, first of all, if you get down Demas, evening all from Stuart Marshall. Didn't give him a shout out, and then I've just seen you in. Rory as well is in the house as well. You'll be there, so we no need to worry. Steve H is saying here. So, reading the news that David De Gea could be returning, is this true? It's fake news, apparently, well, from Box and from news. That's been shut down. But let's discuss it, guys. David De Gea should never have left. So there's a great comment. Stuart Marshall, who goes to games, been there for the whole of David De Gea's career, watching him from behind the stands. And he obviously clearly saying he shouldn't have left. But we've discussed this so many times on the channel. Matthew Bassett saying here, is this the same Neil Curtis or from the Sun? About as reliable as used toilet paper. I like that. Vincent saying here, yeah, the other than David De Gea coming back, it's an insult to the second goalkeeper, which Barthan just touched on there as well. So the Man United agenda asking you guys, would you take David De Gea back? That is the question. Jeff saying here, he won the Golden Glove. Was that last year he won that? Most clean sheets or something like that? 100% should never been sold, said Steve H. Wasn't a priority. One of the greatest shot stoppers ever. David De Gea was declining, okay. And Bestie moves, says Box. So we get it's argument in the comments as well. People are not convinced either way. Neil Curtis used to do PR work for the club.
Custis, OMONDI. Neil Custis.
I thought that was a spelling mistake. All right. David De Gea, top servant, top player, but time for change was needed. I'm with Fox on this one. And as you were touching on Bath time when you were talking there, do you think the manager, when you look at Arteta, he had a top goalkeeper, they felt the fans with Ramsdale, He's brought in a guy on loan, and he started him. And he continues to stick with him because he has to take responsibility for that. Some of the fans, all it takes is one mistake, and fans will be on his back and say, "You need to bring Ramsdale back in." You know what fans are like. But do you think it's the case if DeGea was to come back for the 4 weeks or 5 weeks that African Nations is on and has man of the match performances? Would that put pressure on the manager to say, right, when Onana comes back, I can't play him? You know, it just leaves so many things. And it was the manager who got rid of him in the first place. So I think it's too much pressure for the manager. I would scrap this story. I don't believe in it. I just think it just creates too many issues, which we don't need at the moment. But bath time, Mr. B?
I mean, it reminds me of, like, do you know anything about late night US television on Monday?
I know the Letterman show.
So yeah, well, there was Conan O'Brien, and there was the other one, Jay something or other,
Jay Leno.
Jay Leno.
Yeah,
and they had a similar arrangement where they had two guys on at the same time. One of them was meant to move into the main job, and the other one was meant to go away. But he came back, and it didn't work. And I think that, like, two goalkeepers is very similar to late night television, because if you get De Gea in, he's also got a fan base within his squad. Like Fernandez loves him, Lindelof loves him, and he's hanging around the club like a bad smell. There's loads of pictures of him out and about and stuff. And I think that Rory, actually, if you bring that comment back, Rory's got an interesting one, hoping David De Gea would turn them down. I think that's a good point, because if I was De Gea, I would never forgive Ten Hag for promising me a new contract and then not giving it to me. I just couldn't. As a man, I couldn't take that. Like, yeah, Steve is saying exactly the same thing. I just think it's a no-go, and if it is a go, it just gives us so many more problems. We've already got like a £70 million signing having to lock himself in the box to change. It's true, because he's around like underage boys.
Couldn't he have just got a DBS? Wouldn't that have just saved?
I don't know what a DBS is.
A criminal record check. Oh, God. All right, Mr. B, how do you feel about that? Because has the manager disrespected him? If you got sacked from your job, and then a few weeks later you were hanging around, in the mornings watching the guys going off with the deliveries, and they said, "All right, you want your job back for just for a couple of weeks over Christmas, just to cover us."
Pride dictates that you don't go back on Monday, even if you really, really want to, and you're frass and you need the money, and he's not broke, so he definitely doesn't need the money. So no, I'm glad it's been shut down. And as I said, if it was De Gea, I would have turned it down anyway. To be publicly turned it down, do a statement in the press or do a press release and just say nope, I ain't coming, because they made him look like an arse. There's not even no talk of a testimonial. He's still not played for anybody, so they could still sort out a testimonial, but then maybe that would cause even more headache for Ten Hag. So look,
he also wants to protect his legacy, Mr. B. Like, it's Ten Hag he's got the issue with, not Manchester United. Manchester's his home and United's his club. Like, as much as I would love to get him, when they have pictures of players signing contracts, I'd love him just to rip the contract up in that photo and storm off. Like, he's got to be like careful about maintaining his relationship with United. You see, Bastian Schweinsteiger, who played for us for 2 minutes, constantly sort of like chirping on United, pretending to be one of our great players and stuff like that. And De Gea will be no different. He's going to be connected with the club for the rest of his life, so he's got to be respectful to the club, but not necessarily to Ten Hag.
Ten Hag, I'll hear that.
Couple of comments here. I'll take him back in a heartbeat because he's still a good goalkeeper, but the low wages. He was on 300. Was it 350k a week? Was it?
Yeah.
If De Gea had any pride about him, say no. Ten Hag disrespected his qualities. On that, by Steve H. If he's that quality, why is he still without a club and hanging around women's football and all that kind of thing? I mean, if he's that good, guys. I mean, come on.
I wonder with those sly little comments just dropped in the conversation.
That's true.
Who knows why he's hanging around women's football on Monday?
Well, as Bathtime said, he's still stalking the club. He's hanging around. You see him in the papers and attending games and sort of he doesn't want to leave Manchester.
He's good friends with Mary Earps, who's our girls' goalkeeper.
Right, okay, there you go.
And things like that. I don't know. Like he hasn't got a job. I wouldn't think it's based off his ability. I'd think it's based off his wages.
But he's not. He's without a contract now, so he could go anywhere and say, "Right, I'll take 100 grand just to play."
But he's not.
Yeah, but he's not, because like the
pride dictates that he doesn't go anywhere for 100 grand on Monday.
All right, here we go. So Jeff saying he's turned down several offers. I didn't know that. Black Bolt saying DeGea is totally disrespected. There's no way that I would come back. So Black Bolt saying a no. Rory saying that instantly our wage bill has dropped 50 million from last year. Financials were out today. I didn't know that.
Shout out to Ronaldo.
Oh, that'd be Ronaldo, of course. Mary Earps, who is balling for Arsenal, is coming off season. Bailing for Arsenal. I don't know what that means. Who's Mary?
She's going. The goalie. She's going to go Arsenal. They wanted to break the bank for her in the summer, innit?
Oh, that's the Man United female goalkeeper. Okay. If he wanted to stay in the vicinity, what realistic club would he go to? Maybe Burnley in the Premier League. They just signed Trafford from Man City. He's a good England under-21 goalkeeper as well. So final thoughts on this one. I'm saying this. My thoughts on it is I'm not going to turn around and change my mind now. I think it was good that he went. I think we've got a new keeper. We've got to go forward with that. He had a great run at Man United, but he should just find himself a new club and just go and play football. Because he's been not wanted by Man United. He's not wanted by the Spanish team as well. And now it appears he's not wanted by any club in world football. And this is supposed to be the people that big him up. Oh, the great shot stopper, the great player. But if he's that, I actually don't get it. If he was that good, he would be playing right now and showing off to Luis Enrique or whoever the Spain coach is, and looking forward to Euros next year. You know, I just don't. I think he's showing no desire, and it shows me he was on a big pay packet. He wasn't getting the kind of performances that he was on the decline, the performance that we expected from him, and that's why he's being let go. And I just think that's the way of football. It's brutal sometimes, as we all know. Mr. B and Bath Time, you both know how brutal football is. If you're not good enough, you end up being dropped and out of the club. And people forget you. So that's my say on it. Do you want to round this up with DeGea, guys? Or have you changed your mind?
No, I'm glad he's not coming. I'm glad he's not returning. That's too much headache. We're already like EastEnders. We don't need any more, to be fair. It's like Dirty Den returning, innit?
But he didn't get pushed in the canal. Manchester, did he? Bath time. I mean, look, Stuart Marshall saying he's surprised he didn't go to the Saudi Sunday League. What would you do? I mean, why is not DeGea moving on? And what's your final word on it?
He's not coming back. I don't really care why he's not signed for other clubs and things. He's no longer part of the family to me. So I think we just sort of like concentrate on Anana and Bayindir, and it's like asking Paul Scholes to come back or something. He's gone. That era's over. Thank you very much for your commitment. Here's a handshake. See you at an anniversary dinner.
Okay. Big up and great his service overall. But I just still think in modern history, I still rate Schmeichel and Van der Sar much better than De Gea. I just can't. Yeah, it's like night and day for me. Those two are great, and he was just very good at some points in his career. Anyway. You can read it. McTominay, who is it? Stephanie's waiting for this one, isn't she? With the car keys ready to drive him away. So McTominay wanted by Newcastle. Do we have any news on this, or a little write up?
Yeah, it would have been great if you'd read the slides beforehand, Mondo. But here we go.
Well, you read this out. This is your humour. Go on, McTominay.
Yeah, McTominay, because it's Newcastle United. So this is reported by The Athletic, which is normally a pretty reliable source, saying that they could make a move for McTominay in January if Tonali's ban from football is as long as anticipated. And
10 months.
Yeah. Like, well played AC Milan. They've absolutely rinsed. They've absolutely rinsed them there. But unfortunately, Mr. B, I don't think that this is even a starter for Manchester United at the moment. And would you like me to explain why?
I already know why, but I know there's going to be a lot of viewers who don't. So yeah, get it up there and we can go through this conversation.
Right. Just before we get to this, like all my McTominay boys out there, say you'd keep him. Like, so in chat, if you want rid of McTominay, let us know, and if you want if you want him to stay, like a real hero. Say you want him to stay.
Well, look, I'm expecting 15 goals. Yeah, there's 15 of you in the chat, so I am expecting 15 goals, by the way. Right, let's get
Well, if you were logged in to like YouTube, we could put a poll up, but that's a bit beyond us at the moment, I think. But we can try.
You might be right.
Yeah, that's something we're working on. All right, so this is why I don't think McTominay is going. These are the Premier League rules, and Amonde, I know that you're interested in this because it brings you back to Championship manager stories.
Yep.
25-man squads have 8 places reserved for homegrown players. The remaining 17 can be used by homegrown, foreign, etc. And clubs are able to use as many players under 21 as they like. So players like Rasmus Højlund, Kobe, they're all under 21. But we have to have 8 homegrown players in the squad. These are our homegrown players: Heaton, Evans, Maguire, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, McTominay, Mount, Rashford, Sancho. How many homegrown players do you see there, Mr. B? It's 9.
2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and I got my glasses on as well, you know. Fucking hell. Shit. Yeah, 9.
Okay, so we got 9 players. What player there is certain to leave the football club at the earliest opportunity?
McTominay.
No, he's right at the
McTominay. No,
right
McTominay. No, McTominay.
Sancho.
Oh,
McTominay.
Of course.
No, Sancho, Mr. B. When Sancho goes, that leaves us with 8 homegrown players. Yeah. So I'm delighted to tell you that it is extremely unlikely, in my opinion, that Maguire and McTominay will leave in January.
Well, Maguire's going to stay. All of a sudden, he's flavour of the month. But McTominay, if they can get a homegrown player in instead of McTominay, it could still work technically, right?
Yeah. If we get another homegrown player in, but I think Rory's preloaded one of our comments, like one of our things. I'll just get it up. Sorry. Rasmus is going to be 22 next summer. Is going to be 22 soon, and that means that he's out of the under 21s. So he has to be registered as a member of the 25-man squad, and also Heaton and Evans. How long have we got of them? Do you think that they're here next season?
I think that's why he got Evans in.
Yeah,
I think that's another reason why he got Evans in. There's gonna be some, and English players come at a premium. So,
and we were looking to ship Shaw. We were looking to ship Wan-Bissaka off.
Well, he ain't going. He's not going to go anywhere now. Anyway, I think he's played well enough that his contract, it isn't just a contract for the sake of being a contract. I think he's good enough to warrant a place in the squad. So,
but isn't Wan-Bissaka's contract running out at the end of this season, Mr. B?
It is. It expires in June, but we have an option.
Okay.
He's not going anywhere.
But look, in the summer, if you get what you want, if you get McTominay out, if you get Maguire out, right, that's 2 homegrown players gone, and you've also got Rasmus coming into the first team squad, and I'm pretty sure one of Heaton or Evans will go. We'll need to sign 3 or 4 homegrown players.
Yeah, and they're going to be broke.
Yeah, and this is a concern. So I'd like to know who's keeping McTominay in the comments, Amonde.
Okay, well, now you put that, I mean, that will change a few people's minds about the homegrown issue. Boxer saying here, if we make suitable additions to the squad by January or summer, then McTominay could go. I don't know what you're saying now, though, Box, after what Bathtime said. If it's a loan offer, tell them to pitch right off the McTominay,
McGonaghy.
Well, McGonaghy, okay. I thought it was another spelling mistake. Matthew, you're on the money, right? Most certainly. I'll sell McTominay until the summer, then reassess it. Then hopefully we can make sweeping changes to the whole squad. So that'll be 4 or 5 English players coming in. By the way, big up to Aston Villa. They had a great result today. Jeff saying here, McTerminator can't go anywhere. He's a scoring machine. Rory saying,
Sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, go on. I'm not. I'll save it. I'll save it for the
No,
weekend.
drop it now.
No,
While it's hot.
no. He's a scoring machine. If he doesn't score, he does nothing on the pitch, and he's supposed to be a central midfielder. Eriksen comes on, who's a central midfielder. We start controlling the game. We start creating chances from midfield instead of having a man crashing into the box. I can't do that. Neanderthal football, man.
This is the moment right now where we get a snippet of your reaction to him scoring a brace the other day in the last couple of minutes. And after saying that, come on, drop that, please.
Yeah, but Mr. B, right? I agree with what you're saying. Is that McTominay doesn't influence much our on the ball outside of either box. In our box, I know he's conceded 2 penalties in 2 games, but he is one of our best defenders in the box for clearing aerials. I think no one would sort of take that away from him. And at the moment, he's our form player in the other box. But what he also does that's really important is he gives Eriksen the platform in order to play that football. Like, Amrabat didn't do that in any of the games that he's played. Amrabat's just moved around on the pitch like an ant at a picnic.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You're gonna. God Almighty, bath time! Don't do this to me today.
I'm doing it to you, Mr. B.
McTominay has played for our club for so fucking long, bath time.
Yeah.
And you've seen him hide on the pitch.
No.
He's now found a role where he doesn't have to do any defense. I can just run forward, and you're happy with that, bath time.
Yeah, because like it's a position that I've been forced into once or twice that I hate, but it is just running. And he doesn't hide on the pitch. He stays central as a pivot should. And when
God. So when the defenders get the ball, what does he do? Hide behind the players so they have to nutmeg him to get the ball to him.
No, because he's pinning the players so that we go out wide. It's like a striker, right? Do you want your striker to stay central?
He hides on the pitch, bath time.
No, he doesn't.
Are you serious? He does.
Look, he's had Mourinho, like he's had Ten Hag, he's had every manager like
because he runs about the pitch. Because he
so
runs.
He's hiding and running.
Fucking hell! Do you know what? I can't. Bath time. I can't have this conversation with you, bath time. We will disagree forever and ever, amen, bro.
Yeah, but
comedy is shit.
Mr. B, with the homegrown players, can you accept that we might have to keep them?
Yeah, we might have to keep him until they better do some business. We might have to keep him until.
So would you sell him to Newcastle in January?
Listen, bro, if they come with £40 million, take it and go find somebody better than. There's players out there better than McTominay. There must be somebody English
we're looking
who they can find.
Someone English or
homegrown.
Calvin Phillips.
He's homegrown and international player as well.
Calvin Phillips. Oh, yes. I'll take Calvin Phillips over Scott McTominay.
He won't come from Steve,
I would take Calvin Phillips over Scott McTominay.
Wow.
All right, let's wrap this up. Rory's saying here, I'd sell him. I'd sell him with those homegrown rules. Better leave it till summer. Rasmus takes the free slot. We will be one of 17 next year. Rory, I struggled to read that one, but
what he means. Do you understand what he means?
Yeah, I understand what he meant, but I just couldn't read it. Box is saying with Casemiro plus Eriksen's age, fitness issues, fitness issues. Them the Utes like Mainu, Gore, Hannibal, Amrabat on loan. McTominay and Mount fit into a good mid-range bracket at the moment. That's from Box. Stuart Marshall saying he's going nowhere till the summer, and that's the last word. Possibly why Mount was signed, says Rory C.
Definitely, yeah.
Box is saying again, would Garnacho, Pellistri count as homegrown? You have to be there from 18 to 21 for about 3-4 years to count as homegrown. So if you sign someone like Pellistri who's 19, I don't think he qualifies because you have to be there for 3 or 4 years, I think. If you get someone at 18 years old and they stay for 3 or 4 years, then they will count as homegrown. But I
think they will do OMONDI.
Yeah?
Garnacho definitely will.
I don't know,
Pellistri and Ahmad, I think do as well.
Okay, in that case, that's a yes then. Rory saying here, Tomori or Gehi in for Maguire. They're both English. Unsure about English midfielders though. I did see Tomori up against Paris Saint-Germain yesterday.
Was he good? I've never been impressed with him.
He wasn't very good at all. He got in one-on-one situations with Mbappe and Dembele. And
Jesus, I'm on day. Are you saying he's no good because he got rinsed by Mbappe?
And Dembele.
Yeah, but then Dembele's faster than I've seen Dembele.
I know.
Yeah, but that's the level you need to be at, Mr. B, where we want
what
to get
pace-wise?
It wasn't pace. He got a twist up left on the track.
Oh, he got... Okay.
Yeah, by Dembele. He sort of stepped inside and shot and scored. And Mbappe gave him worries, you know. But he was left a bit isolated a couple of times. So, but I'm not sure. Gay looks okay, though.
I like Gay. I like that guy Everton as well, the English one, Braithwaite or whatever.
Braithwaite, yeah.
I think we should be looking hard at him.
They were. Apparently, there was rumours about him in the summer, wasn't there?
Yeah, he looks really good, and I like Gay
is there
as
any?
well.
Is there any Everton players? Because you know they're going to go down.
Garner.
Is there any Everton players that we could get?
Got Garner on a buyback.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Would you take Mr. B? Here's one. Would you take Garner over McTominay?
I'll take you over McTominay.
What does he have to do, Mr. B?
Nothing. There's nothing he can do to change my mind. I'm sorry. I just think technically he still does exactly what he did when he was playing with Fred. He's got the heart of he's got Man United, you know, so have I. Yeah. But he's no good. He's better than me. He's a professional footballer. He's a level that I will never reach. So let's not get into. I'm not saying I'm better than him because I'm not.
The same OMONDI's better than him.
Yeah, I am. But as a professional footballer in the style of, I don't think he's ever controlled midfield.
All right, let's skip through these comments because there's loads of them coming through, and a lot of people got a lot of things to say. So just catching up now. We talked about Mount, the homegrown issue. Stuart Marshall saying, I always said he was shit and laughing. But he wants to keep Harry Maguire there, and there's a big turnaround there. Remember, Stuart was saying he wanted to dump him. Rory saying, don't be unfair to McTominay. He makes 8 out of 9 passes. Very funny. Very funny, Rory. And Mr. B, you're loving that, aren't you? Boxer saying here, I'd like to see McTominay in an opponent's box. I like seeing McTominay in opponent's box there. Big up Double A's, finding something funny. Hide and seek. Yes, box. He's laughing too. And so 40 million, Stuart Marshall would take him for that. And he's asking the question here. We should have got Maddison. I mean, they got relegated. We didn't even sniff around. He's looking good for Spurs right now, isn't he? Also, Pickford, there's a question mark there from Box. He's English. Tanzabi pocketed Mbappe. Remember that wonderful game a few years ago. Now, we're talking about Garner. Rory said Garner's not a bad shout. So, half time, Everton.
I'm not that impressed by Garner, to be honest.
Okay. Because this Zico, my brother, is saying I would take Garner back. He likes him. And Garner's championship level at best, says Stuart Marshall as well. I'm starting to get feelings for Harry OMONDI. Yes, we all are. It takes time, doesn't it? But he ends up winning us over in the end of the day. That's a lovely fairy tale story, isn't it? We walk off into the sunset with Harry Maguire, lifting trophies for us. Morgan Gibbs White from Nottingham Forest, not for me.
God, how much would he cost?
He costs a lot of money, nearly 50 million.
Yeah, he cost him like 45 million.
Yeah. And Vincent saying Mr. B is going to have a nightmare of dreaming of Scott McTominay winning a Ballon d'Or. If that does happen, I don't know. I actually think Mr. B never, no matter what he does, he will never turn around.
On Monday, I will put it out here. There is nothing that he can do as a central midfielder that will let me turn around. If you play him as a second striker and that's his job, to be crashing the box, fine. Let somebody from midfield who can control it pass him the ball to be doing that. Yeah. I just don't think he's a proper midfielder. That's just my opinion. I said me and Bath Time. So this is
while we're on that, just quickly, just 2 things I want to ask you guys quickly. So Tonali could be out for 10 months. What's his name? Tonali.
Yeah, that's you got it on the brain, innit? His name is Tonali.
Oh, Tonali.
Yes.
I'm thinking Tonali.
Yeah, I know. I'm on day. I know what you're thinking. I'm on day.
It rhymes. I'm a rapper. I'm not a rapper. I'm a rapper. So Tonali. will be out for 10 months for a betting scandal. He's betting on AC Milan. And obviously, Paul Merson's come out and said it's a bit harsh. He actually did say that. You know what Paul Merson, the addiction probably he had. But it's becoming a bit rife, isn't it? But we've seen some harsh punishments for betting infringements and that kind of thing. You shouldn't do it, but people are getting caught out. Tony, big name players like that. Tony and now Sandro as well. And also as well, the other story is about Everton Football Club could be getting docked 12 points. And it makes you wonder if they had the lawyers that Man City had. The Man City had about 114 counts against them. And they're talking about 12 points already. But what happened with Man City stuff, you know? I'm not trying to create controversy, but I just think the news, when I'm hearing that, I say, but hold on, what
Everton are broke. They had, what's the ones that you get for free? What's the lawyers you get for free?
The what? Sorry, the lawyer. Oh, legal aid. Everton on legal aid.
They got legal aid lawyers. That's what they got.
That's why. Oh God. And your thoughts on that, Bath Time, about the betting and the issue with Everton as well. Just quickly before we move on to the.
Don't really know a lot about what's going down at Everton, but they're one of the biggest teams in England, and it's a shame that owners have run them into the ground. By spending too much. Didn't rate Carrick. And the betting, I don't really care.
Ooh.
Me.
Really?
Yeah. I think Carrick was highly overrated. I didn't like him in the team. I think that if you watch the Barcelona games, those big duels we had, he got absolutely eaten alive. He was lazy. He didn't cover space. Like, I felt he was a bit of a passenger in.
So you prefer McTominay over Carrick?
Yeah.
That just says it all for me. Says it all for me,
Bath Time, get a bit stick in the comments. Boo Bath Time for not rating Carrick.
Where's Stuart? Stuart, do you not remember like all the grief Carrick used to get from us when he played at Old Trafford? Like, Carrick was not a popular player like in the team. People didn't really people weren't completely convinced by him because he was lazy and he didn't fill in spaces and he was dopey. In the midfield, he was dopey.
Doping?
Dopey. Like the seven.
Oh, dopey. I thought it meant dope like PEDs or something. Okay, all right. Carrick was revered by European football, says Matthew Bassett. So a lot of people disagree. Considering Man City got scot-free, obviously, and it's very unfair on Everton, says Box. And here we go. So you asked, Stuart Marshall's come back with Carrick was class Bath Time. Ask Scholes as well.
Well, if we're going to sort of take Paul Scholes as like the bastion of everything we think is correct, he quite likes McTominay. So have it.
Okay.
Paul Scholes is a bloody idiot.
And considering my brothers in the comments as well, big up to my bro. Unfortunately, he failed his exam in Aborigine music.
No.
I said he should. Did you do it? I asked him, did you do it? Sorry.
I knew you were going to come with something. I knew something was coming. On Monday.
I said, did you do it? Oh God, that's terrible.
You're hopeless.
All right, let's move on. What's next? Banners. All right, here's one. This is a big one, yeah. Big one. Garnacho deletes his tweet, but then, yeah, wow.
Can I give my theory on his tweet? Or is it too stupid?
Half time. All right, go on.
You know what? Bath Time, go on. You know
right,
what?
Settle down, guys.
Here,
wait. Let me just set this up. Guys, settle down. Here's Bath Time's theory on how this tweet came across. And, get ready to type in.
In the comments, tell me if you think this is idiotic, but I think what happened is because Gorilla starts with a G and an O, I think that Garnacho actually wanted to put two goats up, which also start with a G and an O, for Maguire and Anana. That's what I think has happened. And Omondi and Mr. B think it is the most stupid thing they've heard since Pogba should be a right back.
I love Maguire, but he's not a GOAT. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but he scored in that match.
Yeah, but it still don't make him a GOAT. GOAT means greatest of all time. You know, not greatest of that game or whatever. That was a nice... Yeah, I see where you're going with that because you type in G-O. But you have to go to your emoji section, don't you, to put that out. Boy. Mr. B, do you want to tackle this one? Because...
He's fucked.
Yeah.
Whichever way he meant it, there's a lot of social media police out there. So the fact that it was probably up for 30 seconds. It was probably only up for 30 seconds. But that's long enough for him now to get a ban from the league. He law wise, whether or not it affects his friendship with his teammates, which I don't think it will, to be fair. But law wise, he's gonna get a ban. Law wise, I'm 100% sure he's gonna get a ban. There's no way the club can defend it. There's no way he can defend it. And bath time, you talking about the emojis. If I put Geo in my phone, a gorilla don't come up and a goat don't come up.
What comes up? We can do it
No,
live.
he's gonna do it as well. Hold tight, guys. We're gonna find out what comes up on your emoji.
See, I put go in. There ain't no emoji. There's no emoji for go. It's just go.
Put a colon in front of it.
A who?
A colon. 2 dots.
What's that? Is that the 2 dots? All right, hold on.
All right, so while we're doing that, Emma's saying here, honestly, it could
Nope.
be because gorillas are strong. I don't think it's something bad. And Jeff said
He could have put up muscly arms.
Onana came right out and defended his little buddy as well. Stuart Miles was saying Garnacho could get a few games for that. And
I think he's getting a lot.
He's going to get a lot.
Teddy's got 2 little cheeky monkeys emojis. And Zico's just fixated at bath time for disrespecting Carrick, who he thinks is world class. Yeah, so the FA will investigate. So Garnacho could now face a charge from the FA for his post last night, which has been deleted, as it is likely to be deemed aggravated breach of rules on social media behaviour. That's from the Metro. The FA has been investigating into Garnacho's social media post in which he used gorilla emojis over a picture of Onana's penalty save. What about Harry Maguire? I mean, it's an insult to him.
He didn't post the fridge.
Yeah. Yeah, if you do now, there you go. If we done a fridge and a gorilla, then we could say, actually, Garnacho, you're out of order here.
Well, if we had signed Madison, we could have done the fridges of Madison County.
You've been saving that one, Marco. That's good. Very good.
Okay.
I like that. Oh, my days. Guys, all right, here we go. Rory said this is a tough one. If there's no sanction, everyone will be doing the same, but actually hating. Ban for an emoji. Are they effing serious? How about actually going after the actual issues as well? Like, you know what? Onana says, here we go. So Onana's come out and said, people cannot choose what I should be offended by. I know exactly what Garnacho meant. Power and strength. This matter should go no further. That's Onana with the biggest save of his Man United career so far. Guys, I don't really want to go.
It's there. Look, OMONDI. If Onana is not taking offense to what he said,
yeah.
Why the social media police and the FA? You understand? At the end of the day, it's I just don't see it being a problem. I don't see it being a problem. And especially as Onana's come out and said what he said. You understand? He's not going to come out and say that nobody else has come out and said anything. You understand? He's come out and said he didn't have to say anything. You understand? Right. He's come out and said it's cool. The situation should be done, but we know it's not going to be done.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what Onana says. To be honest, this is what I'd expect him to do: come and stick up for his teammate. But the law doesn't say is Onana offended by this, and he might be speaking to broader social context and things. But if you've broken the law, you've broken the law.
Mm.
So if you broke the law and it's a crime, there has to be a victim. Who's the victim here?
Well, I mean, if you're talking actus reus mens rea, you need a guilty act and a guilty mind. So you don't necessarily need a victim, but you need a guilty action.
But if you're going to charge someone, there has to be a victim. Someone has to be affected by it. Let me just. I don't want to. I don't like talking about things like this so much. But I will say this. Not to support anyone or not to back anyone just because it's Man United. There's been other things done, like Cavani. We know what was said by him, and he defended himself by saying that's something you say back home. It's a cultural thing in South America to say El Negro or whatever was said, you know. And I'm someone coming from the era who's watched Blazing Saddles and love films like that.
Sorry, I shouldn't
What's
laugh.
Blazing Saddles?
The sheriff is near. But you know,
What's Blazing Saddles about?
Oh,
What's
I tell you
this
what,
got to do with it?
bath time. Listen, right? Just watch Blazing Saddles bath time.
Yeah.
Just watch it. It is so funny. It is so funny. It's very
Is it
I don't know what the
non-PC?
word to use. Yes, it's very, very non-PC. But I tell you, man, yeah.
Blazing Squad. Big up the Blazing Squad.
No, if you want to know about being offensive, they were offensive. How dare they? Apparently, one of them, I was being told today, actually, talking about Blazing Squad, because the guy I was talking about, the semi-pro footballer, he's from East London, and the conversation kept going. And one of the Blazing Squads, who now sort of middle-aged men, was on Come Dine With Me and trying to keep himself famous, you know.
One of them was one on Love Island, and he just kept going
really?
around telling everyone that he was. I don't want to mention it. I don't want anyone to freak out. But I was one of the Blazing Squad. Flip, reverse it.
And you know, the conversation today is really ironic. We talk about this because we were saying, well, what does blazing mean? They were only kids. What do they know about blazing? Are they blazing that, or is it
or they blazing in it?
I mean, what are they talking about? I really don't know. But yeah, you know what? I'm saying this. I've never been offended because for me, like, if you talk, this is what I say. Someone said here about the 21st century being flipping nonsense. I can go with that because for me, if you're going to be offended, people can jump. Oh no, that's race. The people who are usually white people get more offended than black people sometimes in these things. You know, I find now for me, racism is having the power to oppress. So I'm saying, who's being oppressed? If someone's racist towards me, is when I've had experienced racism, when maybe I've had issues with the police, or I've had issues in education, or in the workplace, or courts, or I look at the prison population and say there's a disproportionate amount in the US or in the UK of so-called black people in prisons. That to me is an example of racism. Now, prejudice is something or you can make humor or make joke. Any joke, you can make a joke about anything, I believe. But in this day and age, it's very difficult. Now, it's either a cultural thing where he's put out a gorilla. It was someone else recently done the same thing with Balotelli, didn't they? It was Tonali actually, who came out when he was at AC Milan, had done the same thing
What day, man?
with Balotelli, put out gorilla emojis or something regarding Balotelli. Now, that's an Italian thing, and I know the spirit of the people there. So I think sometimes I would like people to air their feelings, show none of this hidden stuff. Show how you feel, and then have to explain yourself. What do you mean by that? You know, what are you suggesting here? Because I know a lot of black people have big lips. Gorillas don't. Gorillas have the thinnest lips. And yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's going back to Tarzan days. You know, it's ridiculous.
What are you talking about, Monday?
I have no idea.
It's a
What is this?
black thing bath time. And but my bottom line is this: I don't think you sometimes have to look at the intention. We were winning, we're smiling, we're like, yeah, it's all good, well and good. He should keep that behind closed doors or whatever. And if Onana's not offended, then I'm thinking, all right, cool, close the book on that one. If you want to make an example of people for certain things, then go to the politicians and say, well, we're fighting racism against football, we're fighting A, B, and C, but why are we still perceived? If you ask most black people, there's Bianca Williams, is an athlete. She was stopped by the police recently and harassed her and her boyfriend, and the two police officers have been sacked. It came out the other day. The footage is all over social media where they got harassed and just for driving a nice car and they had a baby in the back and they were terrorized and thing. The sergeant stayed and everything. So there's a lot of experiences. I'm sure Mr. B's had experiences, negative experience of real oppression from power having an oppression. Now, things I can take jokes all day. People could say things, whatever, and I can go with it because it's not affecting me. It's not oppressing me. The only thing that oppresses me is the power institutions that oppress me. That's the difference. That's the way I roll with it. And I can take jokes. I like, I'll go back. I can laugh at Bernard Manning, and I can laugh at Blazing Saddles. I can laugh at all these things because I'm not offended by it. I'm big enough to say I understand where it's coming from. You can make jokes about anything. So it's a tough one, and I really appreciate everyone's opinion on this.
All right, are you finished?
Done.
I'm done.
Yeah. All right. Well, the point of this slide is not to give OMONDI a soapbox. It's more about the fact that it's aggravated. We're in for a long ban, boys. I looked up what aggravation meant in law. I didn't understand it, so I put it in ChatGPT, and it came out with something I did understand, which means that it makes the wrongdoing more serious or severe than the basic element of the offence, and aggravating circumstances can lead to harsher penalties or consequences for the person or people involved. And if we go back here, Metro reported aggravated breach of its rules on social media. So I think we could be looking at the standard. Is it a 7-game ban for racist stuff?
What did Cavani get for? Did Cavani got 3, right?
Did he get 3? I mean, like, when Cavani got banned, I still have friends out in like Latin America, and they went mental about it because it is like I don't want to get into the sort of semantics of like Spanish, but what he said wasn't. There's no way that would be considered like racist. It wouldn't be considered anything in Latin America, and it was written in Spanish. So, like, the FA getting involved was a bit too much. But the thing is that OMONDI was asking, who does this offend? Who does this damage? Brands.
John Terry was fined. Sorry, John Terry was fined 220 grand and banned for 4 matches.
4 matches. Suarez was 7, was it?
But with the John Terry one, I think he's always denied that he said anything. I think did they have to lip read with that one? I'm not sure. I can't remember. That was with his brother Anton Ferdinand, wasn't it?
Anton Ferdinand, yeah.
And then the Suarez one was with what alleged that
8 games.
He said every
8 games.
Something.
8 games and fined 40 grand.
Right.
I think we're looking at a 4-game ban for Garnacho for this.
And what should the club put out a statement? Do you reckon the club will put out a statement to say something about it as well?
Like, look, do you remember what Liverpool did for Suarez, where they made them go and train in like t-shirts,
the bloody Suarez t-shirts.
Yeah, like the club will say that they don't believe that Garnacho had any ill intent, but as part of he'll be sent on some sort of sensitivity training or something.
Okay. Should we go for some comments then about what people think?
Yes, please.
About this. Let's just go back a bit. Here we go. So Zico's saying similar thing happened a few years back with Bernardo Silva and Mendy. I kind of remember something like that. Yeah, I don't think anything was done. Emma's saying here, but fans are allowed to racially abuse players again and again, but nothing happens there. Does this mean you can never use a gorilla emoji? That's from Rory. Emma saying here, it kind of looks worse that Garnacho deleted it, and especially so quickly. Probably got some advice, didn't he, to sort of...
Should have just put 2 goats up. That's what he wanted to do. That's what he wanted.
70s, 80s comedy at its best. At its irrelevant best, says Jeff. There's actually a PC version of that movie now, sadly, talking about Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles, top film. Racism is rife in Italian football, says Matthew Bassett. That's certainly true. Teddy says, I put it like this. We're all human beings. Only skin, pigment, colour and religion to a degree separates us. That's it. Jeff saying here, cops always regret pulling me over.
I can imagine.
Is it a criminal investigation? Jeff give him a red card. Is it a criminal investigation, says Rory?
No, it'd be civil. It's torts law.
Vinny Jr. needs to come to the UK and get away from all the abuse he's getting in Spain without anyone being punished. That's from Jeff. Emma saying here, but the person that the emoji is about said it's okay and nothing bad is in it. So how can the FA interfere? I think Bathtime did cover that.
Brands.
Yeah. Ridiculous, says Stuart Marshall. All sounds like 1984. George Orwell, says Rory. And now we should fight the FA on this, in my opinion, and put a statement out that the FA people are a bit daft. I think he would get 3 games. Yeah, I don't think he should get banned, to be honest. I think so. We do things like this. Look, we saw about the betting scandal, what's been happening 8 months, 9 months. We saw about missing drug tests with Rio Ferdinand. Then we saw about Kung Fu kicks by Eric Cantona. Long bans for that. With this one, I think it's more... what you have to understand is that people who are so-called prejudiced or racist or whatever they want to call them, they're not born like that. It's government means government means mind. So they govern our minds the way to think. And a lot of people are just taught to think that way, whether it's media, TV, ancestors, history. It's just the way it is with some people. And I think they should have some sort of education. Say, look, this is why you shouldn't do this. And rather than beat them with a stick, just say, look, you're a young man, you've made a mistake here. Do you understand the history of racism and how this can be perceived, rather than slapping a big fine or a ban on someone like that? I think that's the best way, because sometimes I think the people that are so-called racist or prejudiced are the victims of being caught up and taught and having their mind government by society and media.
Wow, we really drifted off football today, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting to sort of hear Monday talking about 1930s behaviourist science, like Tabula Rasa, like Watson and Skinner. Extraordinary stuff. Nor am I particularly comfortable discussing it on a football podcast.
Well, it's a topic. I mean, it came up again. I mean,
it needed to be spoken about. So, yeah.
A couple more before we wind up. The FA is clearly racist for thinking the tweet was about Onana. There's 2, there's 4 or 5 other people in there. That's a good one. Let's say hi.
Really good
one. Oh, that's brilliant.
Big up Solo. Hope you're doing well. And we got Stuart Marshall saying here, he shouldn't get a ban. It's pathetic. Big up to Solo as well. And Jeff saying here, they did many experiments with little kids and they never refused to play games or on the playground with any race. They even hugged each other. Oh, that's cute. That is cute. And Teddy's saying here, I'm wondering now, can Clarkson not be called an ape now? And remembering what 10-11 season, Man United were 2-0 down against West Ham late on. I was at this game and Rooney scored 3 and we won 4-2. Rooney celebrating, swore on camera and got a 1-game man missed in the semi-final. Oh no, I wasn't at that game. Sorry, I'm thinking that was another game. I went to West Ham once. I was in the West Ham end, and Man United were playing, and I had to grit my teeth when we scored. It was a tough game at the old West Ham ground. I always called it Upton Park? They used to call it the bowling.
Who cares? Not my stadium. I don't give a toss.
Yeah, never mind. All right, that's a wrap. Unless any other business, bath time, anything else?
No. I think you've covered everything with your social, political breakdowns. McTominay's not going to Newcastle in January. That's all I have to say.
I'm down with that as well. Guys, don't forget, we're back tomorrow evening. Might have Jay Motti on the show. It's going to be...
next week.
Oh, sorry, it's next week.
It's on next week.
Jay Motti will be on the show, but we're going to do a preview. What day is the Manchester Derby?
The game Sunday.
Sunday. Okay, so we're doing.
You're gonna be able to watch it.
Derby.
I'm at bloody St. Bloody George's Park. I've got a bloody seminar.
The coaching thing.
Yeah, I am pissed off.
That quickly. Do you want to tell us about that?
Look, it's what I'm doing, man. I'm trying to educate myself for Monday. I'm trying to educate. Listen, my son's young. I never thought I'd ever be interested in the coaching side of it and all of that, but now my son's young. I want to be able to educate him without it being, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. So I think I'm more doing it for my little boy, to be fair. And tactics wise, I said bath time, man. That I've got the one that you did the other day, just a simple one with the 2 banks of 4, the mid. Listen, I had a picture in my head of what I wanted. That is worked out perfect. Now, come Saturday, if we lose, I'll tell you that it didn't work.
Right.
But I'm in total belief that within the next 2 weeks they're gonna actually understand now what I'm talking about. I think the spaces were too wide, and I didn't describe the fact that they're not supposed to be going outside them. So I think there's a lot of things. So yeah. So even that, just those little things on Monday. I'm doing the course to educate myself, and I'm doing the channel to educate myself as well. So yeah, a lot of it is just to do with self-education now, to be fair.
You're going to St. George's, aren't you? Which is like the old
it's the home. It's the home. Yeah, they're going to be feeding us halal food as well. Not that I asked for that. I would have taken anything with blood in it, to be fair. They didn't have to drain it for me, but look, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to, yeah, I will.
Videos and photos. I think that's quality, Mr. B.
I will.
Going and educating yourself.
Yeah.
OMONDI started the eye test to steal my animations to show his football team. That's why. I
was doing it on my phone. I couldn't compete. And Bartow comes out with his beautiful tactics board and great analysis. I was like, all right, if you can't beat them, join them. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up now. 19 watching right now. Thanks to everybody for tuning into the Man United Agenda. We'll definitely be back tomorrow, as we are every day of the week. The hardest working podcast for Man United, with exception to maybe Strip for Paddock and a few others. But we are the hardest working podcast out there. We're doing it voluntarily, and we appreciate every one of you. And we're out, guys. See you tomorrow.